Welcome, fans, to the Christmas edition of WKCTC Basketball Weekly. As always, I'm assistant coach Josh Kimbler here with the head coach of the Stars, Daniel Potts. Later on in the show, we actually are seeing if we can get a live feed from the North Pole, so definitely stick around for that. First off, Coach, we're halfway through the season. We just had a game versus Elizabethtown, which we'll watch those highlights later on. At our first couple of segments that we had, we discussed individual players, what your expectations of those players were, as well as where we would have liked them to have been halfway through the season. Some players, it seemed like it was going to take a couple games for them to come around, so on and so forth. Going through each individual player, first starting with Cody Schultz, where do you think he is now based upon his expectations preseason?
Cody's put in the work in the offseason. You were around for that. You know, I think you started with me in May.
Yeah.
Cody was in the gym. Cody's still he's probably in the gym right now. I mean, Cody just works and works and works and works on his shot and works on his footwork. And he knows he's 5'10", and he's not the biggest guy in the world. But he does. I remember when he was talking on the show. It's not about the size, but it's about the big plays that you make, with that size. And Cody's made some very clutch shots for us. And Cody as a leader has been amazing for us this year. And Cody's not going to be the one that, rips somebody or anything like that. Cody's a leader by actions.
Right.
And when Cody talks, a lot of people listen, to that guy. But, I mean, right now he's averaging 17.4 points on the year for us compared to 7.2 last year. So that's a 10-point increase on him. His 3-point percentage is at 38, and he takes nearly 6 a game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty darn good. Compared to last year, he was around the 24 mark, Coach, in the 3-point range. And we've harped on him a lot about rebounds. That's not he's not an aggressive player as much as that we'd like. But, he's getting 3 rebounds a game as well. Right. So, and the best part about Cody, his turnovers last year, he was averaging over 5 turnovers a game. This year, he's got it down to 3. So, and with his assist number, he's averaging 4.5 assists. So, Cody's really came along for us, had a real good start of this first half. And, we expect even a better Cody Schultz, the second half of the semester.
Right, we're going to need him, Coach.
Yeah, and the best part about Cody, Coach, 3.5 GPA. 3.5 GPA.
Way more important than anything talking basketball.
You're exactly right.
Moving on, Coach. The next guy, another guard, Chris Jackson.
Chris he's our leader. He's our leader, and sometimes that gets us in a bind. Sometimes as Chris, as Chris is he's hard to motivate at times, and Chris needs to be more self-motivated.
Right.
And Chris has had a pretty good year to start the season. Chris is not the best shooter in the world, and he knows that. But Chris facilitates the ball very well. Mm-hmm. He facilitates the ball very well. He's very, very quick.
Right.
He's very quick on the defensive end and on the offensive end as well. Strong kid. When Chris Jackson plays to his potential, WKCTC is hard to beat.
Pretty good, yeah.
Hard to beat. And we're gonna get that out of Chris. We're gonna make sure we get everything out of Chris Jackson we can the second half. He's only got 12 more games here as a star.
Yeah.
He's got to realize that. He's got to, basketball is a privilege to play for Chris Jackson, and he's got to come with his work hat on and do it every day.
Right. Coach, the next player, Jacob Scott.
Jacob Scott, my goodness, as everybody talks about, he's a character.
Right.
But on the floor, man, he's our go. He's a lot of our energy. If we need a big bucket, we're passing the ball to Jacob Scott.
Oh yeah.
And he usually produces pretty well. He's averaging nearly 24 points a game on the year. He gets up a lot of shots for us. I mean, at the 3-point, guess what he shoot for the 3? Just guess what he shoot for the 3-point range, percentage-wise. 42%. 42% from the 3-point range. So I mean, that's what he does, and he's developed that. Instead of just shooting a 3, he's developed that, off the dribble shot. And he's even getting to the rack even more and getting some free throws, which he's 75% on the free throw line on the year, which we need him to be. But Jacob's learned to be aggressive. I know he was on the show a couple weeks back, and I know you asked him what's one of your strong points, and he said, in high school I got to the basket some, But, you know, I've increased that even in the college game against better competition.
Right.
And you know as well as I know, but we've always thought we don't ever say anything to Jacob about offense.
No,
Never.
Don't have to.
No, don't have to.
I remember you made a comment one time. I don't even know if it was on the show. I think it was just when me and you were watching film one day or something. You said, I didn't realize how good of an offensive player Jacob was. I mean, he makes it look so easy, and they're incredibly hard shots and taking it to the rim and adjusting the ball in mid form or whatever. But I mean, he makes it look like me and you shooting free throws.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and he can finish left and right inside the paint. That's the best thing about Jacob. And everybody knows, you know, scouting us, number 4 is a shooter.
Oh yeah.
And he still manages to get up 24 points a game. We've seen him face guarded. We've seen him, you know, every kind of defense. And Jacob's just been a producer. You know, he's in first in practice. He's our leader in practice and drills and everything that we do. He's not much of a vocal leader either, as much as we'd like. And we've harped on him all year, you know, about rebounds. And right now he's averaging 5.2 rebounds. We want that around the 6 or 7 because, you know, how our size, you know, with our guards, we're 5'10", 5'10", and
Jacob
6'1".
looks good going on the board.
Yes,
when he goes.
Does. Yes, he does. And I'll be honest with you, Jacob's a lot more athletic than people.
Yeah.
You know, we seen him throwing it off the wall the other day and catching it and dunking it. I mean, he's a very athletic kid.
Seems like he gains about 5 inches on his vertical come game day.
Oh yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, he does. But you know, expectations for Jacob have been phenomenal. Last year, he averaged 9.8 points a game last year as a freshman. 24. Yeah. So, you know, that's all. And he's gotten better on the defensive end as well, you know. And I'm very proud of Jacob, what he's produced for us. He's been not only on the basketball court, but off the court as well. You know, I have teachers email me all the time about Jacob Scott and how what of a privilege it is to teach him. He's just an honor to teach and things like that. So those are the best comments, you know, the best things about Jay.
Okay, Coach. One of our new players, Zane Vanderbilt.
You said it the other day. You said he was the most, what would you say, coachable kid that we have. I mean, and he sat here and said, I might ask a million questions, and he does. But we love it because we know exactly.
Sometimes he may ask too much, but after you get through being mad at him, you're like, God, I love having a player like that.
Right. Zane's more than a basketball. Zane's an awesome kid. Yeah. You know, he's so respectful with every little thing that we do, and he's going to keep getting better. He's 6'4", you know, 210 or whatever he is, and the more experience he gets in practice and the more questions he asks me and you, the better Zane's going to get.
Oh, Coach, and he soaks it up immediately. Yeah. I mean, you can tell that kid something one time. He may like little things here and there. You may have to like coach him up on a little bit. But as far as the main thing, you don't have to tell Zane over and over to do the same thing.
No, Zane's gonna. When you put Zane in, we know what we're getting from Zane, and that's the consistency factor. I've talked about for the last month, and we know what we're getting out of Zane. I expect a great second half for Zane. Yeah. We're going to do some off-season workouts, you know, before we start back up on January 7th. And he already wants to do 2 times a day. Let's go 2 days.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you know what a great asset for our team. And you know, a key stat right there. He's shooting 50% from 3-point land on the year. So he can really shoot it for a 6'4" kid.
That's going to help out a lot if he's going to be running a little bit of that 4 spot next semester. Yeah. Going to have to spread the floor a little bit for us. Okay, Coach, our last guy, but certainly not least, big guy in the middle, big country, Marcus Burnett.
What an asset. What an asset. I sometimes still don't. I can't believe we got him sometimes. You know, he's averaging, 16.3 points a game, 11.4 rebounds a game, and he is still getting better.
He's not even close to his potential.
Ooh, not even close. The last 6 or 7 games, the kid's averaged double-double. He seems more comfortable around us. And fits into our, he feels comfortable now. You know, at the start of the year, as a freshman, and his personality being shy and kind of timid a little bit, he didn't fit around as much as he does. He's got used to the guys. He's got used to our coaching. We've got used to coaching him. Right. I remember there was a game, in particular. I wasn't mad at anybody, but I was the first person I looked at was Marcus, and I got him pretty good. He had 14 points first half. Second half, he had 0, probably because I tongue lashed him for a second. But I've learned how to coach Marcus, and my goodness, what an asset! And he's another one of those that teachers talk about all the time. They say we've had a lot of basketball players within your 9 years that you've been in existence, and Marcus is the best one that I've ever had. Right. And that speaks volume of Marcus's character
Marcus's family.
Marcus's family, where he's raised, and everything like that, you know. And the kid's averaging, you know, 57% on the field goal range. So I guarantee you, I know me and you, we're gonna pound that ball inside the big country right there. And he's only averaging 12, almost not nearly 12 shot attempts a game. We want to get that up to about the 17, 18, 19 mark. Because when he gets double team, he'll find Cody.
Right.
He'll find Jacob Zane, 50%
more
on the year.
Marcus touches the ball, the better we are.
Yeah, I'll agree. More. Oh yeah. And then you know, his offensive rebound, he's averaging nearly 6 offensive rebounds a game.
Right.
So I mean,
that could always go better from every position.
I'm telling you, he's a workhorse.
Oh, yeah.
He's shooting 30 minutes before practice, 30 minutes after. He's asking questions too. You know, if he don't understand something, you know, you can see the look on his face.
Yeah.
By the way, but
you don't have to say anything.
no, but he'll ask questions. He's asking all the right questions. He's learning to be a vocal leader, and you know, I expect huge things from Marcus the second half of the season. I know you do too.
Oh yeah, completely agree. When we come back, we're going to go over our game highlights versus Elizabethtown Community College. You're watching WKCTC Basketball Weekly. Welcome back to WKCTC Basketball Weekly. At this time, we're going to go over our game highlights versus Elizabethtown Community College.
Yeah, Marcus did well right there. We got lucky right there, and he contested a shot, and we got lucky and he missed. Chris Jackson getting the ball out and open, what we want, and finding Jacob for an easy 2 right there. Advancing that ball on the pass. That's what we talk about all the time with our points in transition. Marcus just never gives up on a play. That's the best thing about Mark. He just never gives up on a play.
It's a good shot by Jacob Scott, too.
Yeah.
Great shooters usually miss great.
Yeah, you're right.
It's an easy for them.
Getting it down to in transition with our points, getting easy buckets. Great contest by Zane right there. Great closeout. Good cleanup by Zane. Marcus don't miss too many of those. But I will say our 5-man was running the floor.
Yeah.
He was running the floor. Just repost right here. Back at him. Guard hitting him. Watch him go out. Watch him strong. Boy, he's strong. Strong as an ox. Bert's old-fashioned three-point play right here.
Oh, yeah. Great touch.
8-4-11 on the free throw line, Coach. 8-4-11 on the free throw line for Big Country.
Justin?
Just screen. Another good screen. Cody uses it. If you don't hedge on Cody, he's going to pop it. Being patient. Realize what they were in. They were playing man, and they went 2-3. Find big boy inside. Look at that. Turn. Easy.
All he needs is a hair of space.
Easy for him. A lot of things that were hard for him at the beginning of the year and beginning in June and in July. Coming a lot easier for him now. A lot easier for him. His IQ went up extremely well. And it's because he asked questions. He was still working hard. He ain't getting the ball, but he's going to keep working. Gets fouled, goes to the free throw line.
So good we talk about working smart and not working hard. Once he gets positioned in the post, Coach, of course right there he's entirely too far away from the rim.
Yeah.
But we work on that initial post most of the time, and you know he's there most of the time depending on what offense we're in. Some offenses we don't want him inside that block, but you know whenever he's there, it's hard to move him. So I tell you know we talk about whenever you get there, just plant your feet and stand there because there ain't. I mean, Coach, I could try to foul him as much as I wanted to, and I ain't moving him out of that post.
No, he's a big boy. He's a real big boy. You know, before halftime, about 3 minutes before this halftime, our four-man, Dwayne Morrow, got hurt. He was playing defense and got a head hit him top of the eye, gushing blood. He had to go to the ER, stitches, and Coach had to take him. So we didn't have Coach or Dwayne the whole second half, and we had 6 guys. But Jacob started us out hot. I mean, that was from the volleyball line.
Yeah.
What a shooter. Look at him taking it off the dribble. You know, when we first recruited Jacob couldn't do a spin move. He couldn't go between his legs. He couldn't do a lot of things. He's worked on his ball handling. He's become a real, pretty decent little ball handler.
We got really lucky right there, Coach.
Yeah.
Marcus Burnett.
Getting out, running the
Give it to him
lanes.
like a 3-guard.
I love it. When we first got Marcus did a lot of things one-handed. A lot of things one-handed, one-footed, one-handed.
Yeah.
Which you get off balance. You don't have enough stability and things that we want. And now that he's learned, he's been coachable, and he goes up everything with 2 hands, everything with 2 feet. You know, his numbers have soared. His numbers are soared because of that reason. They had a pretty 2 good athletes, under 35 and 32 right there. You know, they had both had up in the 20s each. They were pretty tough.
Chris.
Great find by Chris.
We talked about this before, Coach. Marcus would have never made that catch at the beginning of the season from Chris right there.
One thing Chris did well. Chris, offensively, Chris didn't have a very good game because he took a lot of contested shots, but he did rebound the ball pretty well. Didn't play that much because he had 4. You see him over on the bench. He had 4 fouls. Look at this move. Ooh, my goodness, what a move! What a strong finish. Chris had 4 fouls with about around the 15 and a half mark or so. So we had to move Cody at the point. Cody's comfortable with that. Cody can hand the ball with anyway. Not really what I teach. One-footed, one-hand stuff right there. But
So that's Cody watching too much NBA.
yeah, that's Cody being cute. He's got that cuteness in him, I guess. He likes
Jake's got to throw it down there, won't he?
Yeah, he will. He will.
Gotten more comfortable throwing the ball to Marcus.
I mean, you put a shooter and you put Marcus on the same side. A shooter as good as Jacob. You know, they have to stretch that defense out. If Marcus posts hard, he's going to get that ball. A lot of our offense, we put them 2 on the same side for that reason. Again, Jacob's shooting 42.2 from the 3-point arc. Just move right here. Just leaves that guy.
Look, Marcus seals up just like he's supposed to. Lets his guard shoot a layup right in front of him.
Tell Jacob's gotten a lot quicker with his feet. It's really helped him out. It's a shot we want him to take. It's a shot we want him to take. Like just pushing it hard. Watch his pull up. Ooh. Great pull up. Great pull up. We really missed Dwayne. I mean, his energy that he brings is just another body. But the kid's fought. We got a little touch floater.
It's tough.
Good rebound by Cody. We get down by 3 right here. Scott makes that a 3-point game right there. We were down by 18 at one point in this game. Playing catch up again. I wish we'd get out of that mode. Look at that. Whoop. Keeps that ball low. They pressed one time. That was it. After that happened, they got back real quick.
Bad idea.
Way to find Jacob right there, Justin. Kids fought. They scrapped. They clawed. They were fatigued. I had to use every timeout, obviously, being down to 6 players. Great find by Cody. Way to run the floor, big man. Way to commit to running the floor.
It was a left-handed no-look, Coach.
Yeah. He's fun to watch. Cody's fun to watch. I know there's times even practicing games, me and you both kind of look at each other like, wow. This is a huge play right here, Justin getting on the ground right here. Come out of timeout, I told the kids we were going to score off this play. And they executed very well. We get down 3 points right here with about 2:35, somewhere in there.
2 feet, 2 hands, Marcus Burnett.
Had to have a stop right here. It's a 5-point game. They ran this play a lot, so I figured they would. We talked about it. Got the shot we wanted. Jacob Scott secured that rebound right there. Ran 41. We got a lot of good looks off of it. Just barely missed this. Just barely missed that right there. Still down 3 right here. Get lucky. Good rebound, then we push it at them again. Get fouled right there. We got one of our best free throw shooters going to the line, down 3. He knocks the first one in, and he also knocks down this one right here. Two-point game at this moment. We played well. We fought back. And then at the last minute 45, it was kind of all we had in us left. They came down the next play, shot a three. We had some technical difficulties on the cameras while we couldn't show that right there. But came in, shot a three. They hit it, and we took a rush three. We missed it. We had to foul after, and we kept fouling it, which had to make it a 9-point game right there. Kids clawed, kids fought. It's 6 guys. Dwayne was a big loss. Going towards in the halftime right there. Some key stats right here from this game. Jacob Scott, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 10 or 12 from the free throw line, and look at that number he played. Nearly almost the whole game. Big Country right here, 26 points, 15 rebounds. What a man! What a man! He's 8 from 11 from the free throw line, 9 for 17. Cody again had another solid game, 11 points, 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Nearly playing all the game right there. Coach, we played hard, we scrapped, we fought, and we just came up just a little short. Basically, all that happened.
Right. Whenever we come back, we're going to have our special live satellite feed from the North Pole. You're watching WKCTC Basketball Weekly.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone. We are live here this morning. I am at my full stomach. I just had my chocolate chip cookies and all that milk that everybody leaves for me. And I am very excited about this Christmas year. I'm very excited because you know why? Everybody asks one thing for Christmas, and everybody thinks I can give it to everyone. And by golly, George, I can give it to everyone. Last week on WKCTC Basketball Weekly, we had Zane Vanderbo and Justin Draffin on the show, and they wanted something very important for Christmas. And me being up here at the North Pole, and I watched their basketball games, and they truly do need it. And one thing I'm really going to give them this year is what they asked for, and they need quickness. They need to be lighter on their feet, and me being Santa Claus, I can give anything to anyone at any time. And that is simply what I'm going to do for them. And I'll tell you one player who really stands out to me, who really is an all-around team player, and man, he sure can hit those threes. And his name is Jacob Scott, and I am just truly proud of the person that he is and who he has grown up to be. And one of the things that I want to give a special delivery to him this Christmas season is and I think that's the greatest gift that I can give him this year. Being Santa Claus, I can never harp on someone enough. And Jacob Scott, he is just a true class act. His family, and when I go visit their grandma's house, they have a lot of fun. 3 new grandbabies, who are girls, and we got 2 new nephews. Next day on Christmas Day, they go to his mom's family in Mayfield. And they surely do know how to eat. But you sure can't tell by the way Jacob Scott looks. And also, this Christmas, I want to give everyone what they truly do want. And on the basketball team, they want to make sure they have a better season in their second semester than they did the first semester. They want to be better. They want to pursue perfection. And you know what? This Christmas, I'm going to give them a great big gift from the North Pole, and they are going to go in 2014 because I see the way they work every day in practice. I see the way that they hustle on the court up here in North Pole, and I really, truly admire the way they play the game of basketball. The first game is January 16th in 2014 at Hall's Gymnasium on the campus of WKCTC. And a personal invitation from me, I expect all the people in Paducah. And speaking of Paducah, the Paducah Channel 2 TV station there, they do a fantabulous job. They flew up here this weekend, to do a special show just for me. And I thank you so much for having Santa Claus on the show. And they go to their games. They make sure they have nice instant replays, which is truly amazing. They don't have a camera from Walmart. They have a very beautiful, ginormous camera the size of Rudolph's nose. And if you need to go see that, go to see a game just to see their nice camera. HD, I think, but that's the way it looks on my flat screen up here. It is just truly incredible. I'm going to give some more gifts to the basketball team. Coach Potts, I want to make sure that he is able to go back home. He works so hard with a group of guys, and he lives about 4 hours away. And I know that his mom and dad truly do miss him, and also Coach Kimbler, to be able to go back home and spend time with his mom and dad. And, for everyone else, to Marcus. I see Marcus up here at the North Pole all the time. Marcus and Jacob, they room together, and by God, they have a great time. I'll tell you what, they cook popcorn. I think them two they can live off Vienna sausages. They love those things to death. And I want to make sure Marcus has a break from Jacob. Jacob, I look at him, and he's like a fly that never leaves. And I want to make sure Marcus has the opportunity to go home, get away from Jacob Scott, and, to spend some time, maybe even hunting. Probably not fishing, but hunting over the Christmas break with his mom and dad, and to have a great Christmas year as well. And this is a very special time of year to go out, eat all you can, ho, 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 and eat all the cookies and all the milk that you can. And now we're about ready to bring Coach Potts and Josh Kimbler back on the show. And this closes out Santa Claus from the North Pole. And you're watching WKCTC Basketball Weekly. Ho, ho, ho.
Boy, Santa was a young one, wasn't he? Great mustache and everything on him.
Looking good, looking good.
I'd like to give a couple special thanks out. President Barbara Veazey. Without her, none of this could happen. Dr. Russell, Amy Elmore, Sarita Robinson and the cheerleaders, Janet Blythe and the PR team, John Carrico and the maintenance, Paducah 2 here, Gerald Watkins, our sponsors and donors, Coach Dennis Gorley that does all the little things around behind the scenes, Donnie Rudolph who started this basketball campaign 9 years ago, Norm Wergler who does the music for us at our games, and all the teachers that have worked with me and getting these players to where they need to be and keep me up with grades and things like that. Thank all of you all. The players' parents, thank them for trusting me and you, Coach, to care for their kid and to work under us and to grow better as a person. Thank you, parents. And then last of all, thank you, fans, for coming out and supporting us and being what we need to be in our home games. Our next home game will be January 13th. I believe that's on a Monday, January 13th at 7 o'clock. Hope to see you there. Thanks.